guys, my name is Olga Sarajno, and today I'm here with Sly, one of the superwomen in the crypto space. How are you, Sly?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. It's getting quite cold now, I'm not gonna lie, so got a jacket on, but we've got this.
Same here. Same here.
So, can we start off with you introducing yourself to us? Tell us a little about yourself, how you got into the space, your background, to your time.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody knows me as Sly on Twitter. Um, Crypto for me, let's see, the year was 2015. I had a friend who was trying to get all of us into it for quite some time, and he finally got me around that time. And I can remember purchasing my first two Bitcoin at 250. I got some Litecoin, I got some Doge, and I got some Mona. Those were my tops. At that time, there weren't that many projects to pick from, so it was pretty
Sure.
easy. But don't get too excited. I did not hang on to those Bitcoin. I think I did what we all do, which was once it got to about 2017 and that price of Bitcoin shot up, we were all like, "What is this?" So I jumped headfirst into trading and wrecked myself, like I'm sure we all have done from time to time. So but that was really where it started for me. And then I started to look into the backbone of crypto, which is the blockchain, and that's when I was really sold. So ever since then, I've been hooked.
So it's you came like everyone pretty much into the market for the money, but actually stayed for the technology, right? You're the business.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm in it for the tech.
Awesome. So tell us what you think about the NFTs are quite big, and now NFT NYC is happening as well. So can you tell me how it reflects with you, your values, and your presence in the space?
Yeah. First of all, I'm really upset that I'm not in New York. I would love to be there right now.
Yeah.
I see everybody having a blast, so that's good. Uh, so yeah, when the NFT space really started to become this huge thing, I personally got excited because I'm an artist. And for those listening who don't know my background, I grew up in the theater doing live performance. So once NFTs reached the scene, I really started to understand that this was going to be a space that I could fit into as an artist. So I got tremendously excited about it, not just for the art aspect, but as a musician.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is super exciting to me as well. So NFTs, yeah, this is home for me now. This is where I actually fit into the crypto space. And I'm so excited to be working with them now.
Awesome. So, like, if you guys don't know who Sly is, first of all, you're missing out. Second of all, go check out her Twitter because she's got so many singing videos, and I can't sing at all. You're absolutely amazing at it, Sly. Honestly, it's such a pleasure seeing you post them. So please do it more
Thank you.
often. But
Thank you. Thank you.
you were saying that it's getting quite close to you, and I know you have a little thing happening behind the scenes. Your project. So can you tell us a little bit more about it, God?
Absolutely. Okay, so this is what I'm super excited
Mhm.
about. I am beginning to build an NFT game. It's known as Paradox Realm. And this is really where I get to bring all of my artistic natures together. So, Paradox Realm is going to be a massive endeavor. It's already proven to be a massive endeavor. Um, but basically, this will be a riddle puzzle contest based game where people can come into the space and compete for prizes. They're going to be competing for other NFTs that might help their characters in different levels, or they may get an NFT that might relate to some real world prizes. There's going to be a lot going on, but my favorite aspect about the whole game is that we're going to try and bridge the gap between online and offline. So, what I mean by this is
Mhm.
we are planning tons of events, art exhibits, concerts, just regular parties, murder mysteries, escape rooms. I want to try to find a way to turn this into a thing that people can not only be playing online, but can also enjoy offline as well. So that's coming up. The way that I've structured this game is there's going to be different worlds that people can play through, and all of those worlds are going to have their own theme. So the first world that I'm building out will take place in 1920s gangster America. So that's what we'll be doing. So all of the puzzles, the riddles, the contests will be related to maybe history around that time period, but they'll all relate thematically to the 1920s gangster America. And I've been speaking with some venues around here, specifically in Chicago and New York. I'm looking at a speakeasy, a very old speakeasy that has stayed open and are still running. These guys are in Chicago. So I've been talking to them quite often because I'm talking about hosting an event at their space. So people can be looking forward to that. But that's not all I'm doing. After this, we're going to build out different worlds. One of them is going to be 1800s England. So we're going to do a Wild West theme. We'll be doing an intergalactic space theme, and much, much more.
Awesome. That sounds so. Essentially, what you're doing is bridging a gap between GameFi and NFTs, combining two massive industries into blockchain and bringing them together with something you find very relatable. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. I really
Absolutely.
think that the aspect of you going offline is a fantastic idea because there's so many people you follow and you know online, but if you saw them on the street, you literally would have no idea what they look like. So that brings a great sense of community to Paradox as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and I've been fortunate enough to have one of the best teams, some of the best backers. I have Knowles backing me. I have Cobalt Len backing me.
Mm.
I have my own minting partners, CLH Labs, that are going to be helping me with the mint process. So just lots of people that have come out of the woodwork saying that they would love to be part of this project, and I'm so excited for that. Um, but I really, when I started to build this project, I knew going in that I didn't just want art, that I wanted to have some utility for what this game was going to be, and not just some utility, but a lot of utility.
Mm-hmm.
So in the future, Paradox will be introducing ways for other artists to have their work seen or become kind of a launch pad for them to follow their artistic endeavors themselves. So writers, actors, singers, whoever, we want to be able to do collaborations with artists and really give them an opportunity to showcase what they have.
Amazing. That just sounds incredible. One whole community aspect coming
Yeah.
together in the same space, especially it showed like especially I don't really want to touch up on this topic, but I think the last couple of years have really shown what the entertainment industry means to us and how important art is as well. So I think it's beautiful that's what you're doing and bringing it together. And with your background, it's honestly deemed to be successful, especially with Knowles, Cobalt, and everyone else backing you. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited for you, Sly.
Yeah, and actually today, right before our interview, I think it was last night actually, I started to read about Quentin Tarantino, who will be making his own NFTs. He's going to release some scripts that he's done, perhaps
Mm-hmm.
some props that he has from Pulp Fiction, if you know that movie.
Of course.
Um, and this is kind of a cool segue because Paradox for me ultimately culminates in a production company. It's what I've always wanted, making
Mm-hmm.
films, making live performances. So eventually, I want this to become a production company where people can come and make movies on the blockchain, which hasn't been done. So again, this is quite the endeavor, but I'm ready for the challenge. This is something that I've always wanted, and the crypto space has now handed me that opportunity. So I'm gonna take it.
Hell yes, girl. I love it. I love it. No, the idea sounds fantastic. And it's so nice to actually be speaking with you at such an early stage to the project as well. Because very often it's usually people who already you sort of establish the project, but we
Right.
can see how you're developing as well. And speaking of the development now, so what's planned for Paradox? What's next? What can we expect from you and the team?
Yes. Okay. So the first date that I want people to really remember is November 26th. That's going to be our mint date. And for anybody who doesn't know what the 26th is in America, I know some other countries do it, but it's Black Friday. So nothing that I do in this game is by accident. So any of the dates, the riddles, the puzzles, all of the things that I'm going to be doing going forward are all going to be connected to the game. So hopefully people will be watching my accounts because they might get some tip offs. I'm not going to give too much away, but yeah. So November 26th is when we're going to do that mint, and I hope people love it.
That will be amazing, and I love the planning in advance. So what else can we expect? You said nothing is by coincidence. You can't just drop something like this and not give us more info. Come on.
Yeah. So what I mean by that is the dates that I picked for specific events or to release specific things are all tied to very specific dates. So
Mhm.
some of these dates people will have to research in order to know what's happening. This is going to be very cerebral, very intellectual. I love puzzles and riddles. I was never a gamer, but I loved Nancy Drew. So, and I loved the board game Clue. So these are all kinds of things that kind of influenced what I've been doing, the creative style that I've been going for. So, yes, nothing is by accident.
So does it mean we can expect something for, I don't know, Little Santa, Christmas, New Year's Day?
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
see where
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
going. See where we're
Yeah.
going. Awesome. No, honestly, I think the idea is fantastic, and you just reminded me actually Black Friday at the end of the month, because I live in England right now. We don't really celebrate it as madly as you guys do in America, but it's now I'm gonna remember it for two reasons now, and it's forever gonna be in my heart. Because once I remember a date, I just can't forget it. So I'll forever remember Paradox Sly, the start of the minting process. Oh,
Perfect.
it's amazing.
Perfect.
So
I also I do want to explain another aspect of the game that I'm super excited about.
go on.
I'm going to introduce a geocache aspect of this. So this is just going to be another real world part of it.
Hmm.
Geocaching is French for finding on Earth. So basically, what I'll be doing is I'm going to be dropping riddles in real life that people, if they happen to find them, are connected to really cool prizes. So I'm going to incentivize that a lot. And this game is going to center around the fact that you can work through it alone if you want. But if you partner up with people, you might have more luck, especially when we're talking about geocaching. I realize that not everyone will be able to participate if something is put in Chicago or if something is put in London. So I'm going to make an opportunity for people to be able to work together for those prizes.
Hmm. No, that's awesome, and I think that's gonna work very well, especially like murder mystery type of events,
Yeah,
gemma hunters. No, I love the idea, and the
yeah.
whole aspect of community. It's so important as well. That's exactly what it strengthens approach of it, of collaborating and working with other people to solve those little cheeky riddles that you're gonna be dropping on us.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wanted people, I always say this to my team and anybody that I talk to about this, that Paradox isn't just mine. I'm creating this space for all of us.
Hmm.
So I may have started this process, but this will become something that other artists can use full force. And I'm going to be backing them 100%, making sure that they have an avenue to show their art, whatever they're doing. Yeah, this needs to be a huge community that works together to make this work. And there's no one better to do that with than the crypto community. So yeah, I'm super excited.
That's amazing. I am so excited. I'm so excited for you and what's to come. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Is there anything? That's it for my questions. Is there anything else you haven't mentioned? Any hot tips? Any secrets you'd like to drop? This is your time to shine.
Okay, let's see. Hot tips. Um, well, actually, let's talk about some of the events that I do have planned.
Mhm.
There is an art exhibit that I've spoken with in North Carolina. That's another thing about this game is that I'm not always going to be doing things in Chicago or in Indiana where I'm from. I want this to be all over. So the events that I'm planning in my roadmap are going to be all over the United States, hopefully internationally pretty soon once the travel stuff has kind of settled
Mhm.
down for everyone. Um, so one of the next things that I'm planning is an art exhibit, and I actually found a place in North Carolina that is an art museum, and they call it the Mint Museum.
Really?
Mint. Yeah, yeah. So it's sort of, and that was a random find, but I saw it and I thought, you know what, that fits. That fits.
It's
So
meant to
again,
be.
nothing I yeah, nothing I do is by accident. So all of these things are, yeah, all of these things are going to be connected, and hopefully this will just be something that people have fun with, not just online but offline, and then eventually, as we build out more, we're going to be in the metaverse, whether that's Decentraland or other places like that.
Mhm.
So we'll be getting into that side of it as well. And music, because I'm such a music person.
Mhm.
This particular game will have original music from me and from a couple of my collaborators as well.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
I'm trying to do it all. I'm trying to do it all in one game.
Yeah. How many people have you got backing or like working with you on this? Like this just sounds amazing. Everything you can
They
think of is there.
listen, it's been incredible because the more people that I speak with and the more people that are like, can I get involved? I'm like, yes, you can. So right now I have this really cool list of people that are already participating or will be participating. One of them is Revel Radio.
Hmm.
They're trying to do radio on the blockchain, so they'll be helping out. Um, Another NFT game space called 8-Bit will be helping out. um, my personal friend Audio Chroma will be helping me with the music part of it. So yeah, it just seems like every time I talk about this to somebody, they're like, how can I get involved? And I'm like, okay, well, just tell me what you want to do. You're it. You know what I mean? Because again, this isn't just for me. This is for everyone. So I want us all to be participating in whatever way anybody wants to.
Hmm. Yeah, I want to be involved as well.
Definitely, there's a space for you.
Awesome. I'll think of something. I'll definitely think of something, but I definitely want to catch up with you after the launch of your 2611 Black Friday Mint event, to see how it went. What else can you give us tips? How everything, all the clues, and your team partnerships have been going along. So I hope you'll find a minute to join me because you're just so busy right now. I'm glad we managed to get a hold of each other. So I hope we can make that.
Yeah, yeah, I will definitely want follow-up interviews. I want everybody talking about this. That's the only thing that's going to make this mint successful, is to have my audience see this and to be talking
Hmm.
about it. So I actually, and this isn't typical for an NFT project, but I did write out a white paper for this since there is so much real world utility.
Hmm.
I wanted people to know exactly what they're getting into, and I affectionately refer to it as my black paper because it is all black. So that will be circulating soon, and yeah, I hope people read it and they're just like, this sounds fantastic. So yeah, I'm looking for a hopefully successful mint, and then we'll go on from there. But I also need people to know that this is a project that isn't going anywhere. This isn't something that I'm building so that I can get money and run. This is something that I want to continue doing for years, because
Hmm.
eventually it will be a production company that I get to run. So
I'm
yeah,
so
really
excited for you,
exciting stuff.
honestly.
Yeah, really exciting stuff.
Oh my god, it's so like I can't believe that you're going to combine everything you've been doing and everything you're passionate about, and you're gonna dedicate your life, and you can combine it onto the blockchain as well. I think that's like the cherry on top when you can just put it onto blockchain and it makes sense. Then it's a winner.
Yeah, and for all of my family and friends who had always been like, what's your magic internet money about? Now they get to see sort of the utility and how I fit into all of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm excited for that. Really am.
Awesome. Awesome. So let us know where can we find you on social media, your project as well. And that'll be it from me unless you want to add anything. Thank you so much for coming along, Sly.
Thank you for having me. Guys, you can find me on Twitter at Merkle Seeds. I'm sure that will be included in the video. Definitely follow Sarah as well. She's amazing. It's always wonderful to talk to you and get to work with you. So thank you so much for interviewing me. This is great.
No, honestly, I can't wait to speak to you soon as well. It's so exciting.
Me too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sly. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.